Hi guys, I hope you're all really well. Another weekend, another trip to Ikea. This week I bought some extra storage for my sewing room. So I'm trying to increase the space that I have on the fixtures, storage units I guess, that I have already. And one of the things that I managed to grab today was a pegboard. Which is this. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of the range, but that's it. And you can get a pegboard in lots of different shapes, lots of different sizes. I got the square, which is 56 centimeters by 56 centimeters. You can get one that is in a rectangle that is 70 something by 56, and then you can get one that's 36 by 56. But I went for the square because the 36 by 56 was my first choice, but then actually when I looked at it, for the amount of things that I want to try and get on it, I don't think it's going to fit everything. So I went for the 56 because then the 76 would be too wide, so the 73 or whatever it is would be too wide for where I want to put it. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. It's a little bit of a procrastination and a deviation for me actually finishing off some sewing, but I'm hoping that as soon as I've got this out of the way, it will be off my brain and then I can focus properly then on some sewing. Part of the reason why I want to do this is because there's a section of my sewing room that's probably going to be on camera a lot more than it would have been previously, and it's whenever I look back at videos I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so messy. So I'm just trying to tidy it up so it's less distracting for me when I'm filming things, and then it just means that there isn't anywhere in my room that I'm thinking, oh, I can't film there, or any sort of logistical issues like that. If I knew how to, slash if I could, I would 100% buy shares in Ikea, because almost all my furniture is from Ikea. So if anyone does know how I can make that happen, please leave it in the comments. And in the meantime, you can enjoy the process of me decorating my new pinboard.
Then I would cry.
Hi guys, so as you can see behind me, I now have my pinboard up from Ikea. I bought the accessories that go with it, so when you actually buy the pinboard, you just buy the pinboard itself. On the website it shows you lots of different combinations in which you can use different pinboards with all the different accessories that it comes with. The accessories that I bought 2 shelves. So that's that and that top one up there, which isn't in shot at the moment. And then so they come individually, and then I bought a pack of hooks, and you get 5 in one pack, so that's what all my scissors are on. And then I bought, I think, what is called either a holder or a container or maybe a cup, and that comes individually. So they were the elements that I bought. I think it's worked out quite nicely, how it all sits together and everything, so it just takes a few bits, excuse me, off of my sewing table, just frees it up a bit and frees up a bit more ledges, and just keeps the background here now a lot nicer to show on camera rather than what it was before. What I'm trying to work up to is organise my sewing room a bit better so that I can do some kind of sewing room tour slash how I organise my bits and pieces type video. So hopefully that will come in the next few months, I would say. I mean, I'm almost there. The only other thing I'm debating on is whether or not I repaint this room to be completely white, because sometimes when I edit videos, the magnolia walls and the yellow lights and stuff can be a bit tricky. But I'm going to decide that, I think, in the next couple of weeks. So then after that's done, once I've decided whether or not to paint it or not paint it, we'll probably follow them when I do a tour of how I organise things, because then everything else should be organised. So this is it. I really like this. I did want to get a pin board, like a wooden one, and then do it all myself and paint it and everything, because I've seen so many different tutorials on YouTube which have been absolutely lovely and amazing and stuff. But sometimes, you know what, if you can just go out to the shops and buy it, then you might as well. The other thing I forgot to say that I bought a little stand. Again, they come separately. So what it actually comes with, it comes with a bar for you to be able to fix it to a wall or something, which obviously if that's how you want to do it, then it makes sense. But I just wanted to stand and work a bit as a faux headboard, I guess, for my actual block that's there. So yes, I'm really happy with the way that it looks. And also when you tidy up, you end up finding lots of things that you forgot that you had. Like I found loads of trims and stuff that I knew I had, but because I haven't seen them every day, I forget that they're there, and I'm always looking at them whenever I find them, think, oh yeah, I really should use them to make something, and then I never do. So hopefully now that they're a bit more visible, I will actually start using them and everything, because I've had them again for quite a long time and they're all really, really lovely embellishments and things. So it'll be really good to be able to get that extra bit of uniqueness into my makes every month. So that's something to work on again in the next couple of months. So I've got everything sorted out. That's all I have done now in terms of organisation. There's still a few bits and bobs that I need to do. I'm going to move my books to be here. They're currently over on a different unit. All the books that are more directly sewing related, and then there's be one unit at the bottom that'll be empty for the time being until I figure out what it is that I want to put there. I might end up putting all my different interfacings and linings and all those kind of good bits and bobs that you always need on hand just quickly grab. Might put those there. Then that will finish that bit off, and then probably figure out what to put in wherever I move those things from. So just those little bits and bobs to do. A couple of things I'm umming and ahhing whether not to throw away. I tend to hoard quite a lot of ribbon because I think I'm going to use it and then I never do, but then I'm always too nervous then to throw it away after I've bought it. So I'll hold on to it for now, tidy up a couple of things, take a little break, have something to eat, and then I'm going to start back with some sewing so I can get something made this week and then potentially start on something else.
So clear in how you make me smile, in how you make me smile, oh yeah, in how you make me smile, oh baby, how you make me smile, smile more when I see you.
The other thing I wanted to show you, in case any of you are wondering, the stand that I did have behind me that I've moved from that corner where the pin board is now is here. So before it had clothes on it going this way, and it actually has, it has two bars, so obviously the clothes never actually sat properly on there, and then these hooks came with it. This again is from Ikea. I can't remember what the name of it is, but you can definitely still get it if you guys think this will be useful for you too. It was one of those impulse buys that now I'm regretting that I did buy it, because I didn't think it all the way through, because I didn't quite realise how much of a hindrance having the two bars were, because I thought it could be used as like a queuing rail of things that I was working on. But it's a lesson learned, and I've now managed to get it to work purposefully. So what I've got on here is the two skirts that I've been working on that I need to finish. So I am still going to use it as a queuing rail, but unfortunately this hook only really supports maybe two, maybe maximum 3 items, which means I'm going to be pushed for time to make sure that I'm finishing things. As you may remember from other videos, this rail actually had quite a few more items on it, so then I've taken them off and put them somewhere else just so I can actually sit down and think about what it is I want to make with them, how quickly I'm going to do it, and figure out, you know, whether or not they are a priority, or if it's something that I can just put away for one side and then come back to it at a later date. And then I have a massive collection of zips, courtesy of some lovely, lovely friends of mine who ends up getting loads of them for free from different places and stuff that they work or that they've had just in their lives. Unfortunately though, a lot of them are all really, really short lengths, like I think a lot of them are maybe 8-9 inches, which is, you know, it's great, and obviously I'm super grateful and everything, but it does make them a little harder to use as much because there's not that many things that I make that needs between 7 and 10 inch zips. So that's another thing that I can work on in the future. And then down the bottom here is just then more zips. Some of them are not free given zips. Some of them are ones that I've bought that are then of varying lengths. And then right at the top are then more zips. So these are all black concealed zip zippers, and the vast majority of them have been given to me for free. And then again, a lot of them, because they were given to me for free, they are lengths that you wouldn't necessarily use every day. So again, there's quite a lot of short ones on there, but then some super long ones. And I'm bleeding because I stabbed myself with a pin, so that's really upsetting. But yeah, so the organization is getting there. This little bit in the back is something that I need to work on clearing up. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my tailor's dummy. I completely forgot the name of it. Whether or not I'm going to try recovering it so that it's not blue, because again, that doesn't necessarily come out very nice in pictures and videos and stuff. It's quite clashing and harsh against everything else. Or whether or not I buy, so whether what did I say I was going to do with it? Oh yeah, so I'm either going to re-wrap it, I think, in a different cloth. So obviously, well, not obviously, but probably like white or grey or tan or something like that, and see if I can do that and maybe pad it a little bit. Or I might just buy a new one. So they are my options. I'm going to figure out which one that I want to do. Part of me really wants to recover it just for nostalgia and to figure out if I can actually do it, but if it's going to cost me the same amount to try and get it recovered as buying a new one, then why not just buy a new one? But yeah, I'm not too sure. In the comments, if anyone has ever like recovered or made a cover for their tailor's dummies, please let me know. If you know of any good videos already on YouTube for me to watch to see how people have done it to help me make my decision, please leave them in the comments below and I will go check it out. I'm going to definitely take a break now, get something to eat, something to drink, and then get back and cooking some sewing. Hi guys, so I'm back and I've started sewing. I'd already cut out all these pattern pieces like I showed you before in my other video, which I will link in if you haven't already seen it, so you can catch up on the whole sewing vlog series. So today I'm trying a new technique to neaten my seams again. So I'm pretty sure that I saw this in the book that I showed you guys last week, the sewing book by Alison Smith. And I can't remember what the name of this kind of seam is, but what I've done is I've sewn a plain seam, if I can get my words out properly, just a plain seam as usual. And then, so that's what it would have looked like when I first did it. And then what I did was I then stitched 5mm into the seam allowance to give me a bit more sturdiness, because this fabric is stretching ever so slightly. There's a slight, I think it's just the way that it's woven, there's a ever such a slight bit of stretch in it. So I did a 5mm straight line stitch in the seam allowance, and then I pinned it, folded it down, pressed it, and then I've just stitched down the middle to then neaten all that up, so it kind of gives it like a faux binding type look. And that's what I'm going to do, I think, for the rest of these seams. And then what's quite good is that on this blouse anyway, once it's done, this seam is going to need to be at the top where the opening is. It's going to need to be bound around itself anyway, just to give that then a finish where you have the button and everything. So by doing this already, it means I'm going to have that lovely finish going straight up throughout the whole top, rather than it just sort of cutting off partway through. So I just thought I would take a break to explain how I've done that, and then show you what it's going to look like for the other side and then the other seams But I think it's turned out quite nice. I mean, it is ever so slightly more long-winded because you've got to stitch it and then iron it and stuff. Well, in theory you probably wouldn't have to stitch it and iron it, but I just want to do it for extra neatness. And then I'm just going to go around and then neaten it where I've got the notches and stuff sticking out on that side. I actually quite like it. I feel like I'd maybe prefer it to the Hong Kong binding, but I think it then depends on what kind of garment it is. Definitely Hong Kong binding for unlined jackets because it just makes it look nice with that little bit of a flash of a different binding on the inside. But I think for tops and things, this one is nice if you can't overlock it because no one really sees the inside of your top apart from you. Again because my battery is running out and my battery's running out on this other camera as well, so I'll have to wrap this up really quickly. Haven't quite finished my top, but I've got the neckline done. I've just got to do the side seams and the sleeves, which I'm sure will probably take no time at all, so I'm going to finish that. Oh, and the hem obviously, so I'm going to finish that separately. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, like, share and subscribe. I'm trying to think of all the things that I need to say before my battery runs out. Maplin was a no-go, by the way, for battery, for a new battery, so I think Amazon's probably going to be my next best bet to get some new batteries so that I'm not constantly waiting for one battery to charge, blah, 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 blah. So yes, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Thank you and welcome to all my new subscribers. Let's keep bringing in more people to the team so that we can get to 1,000. 1,000 strong team would be amazing. Yeah, that's it. Have a great evening, weekend, day, life, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.